In this video, we will insert a new shape within the Indesign CS6 document for Sandy's Daycare Center. The shape tools are just a few of Indesign's powerful drawing tools, which allows users to create the most basic shapes or complex freeform drawings. In an earlier chapter, we briefly discussed the shape tool and the differences between creating a frame and creating a shape. As you may recall, you can create a frame that acts as a placeholder for text or graphics in the shape of a rectangle, ellipse, or polygon. With the shape tools, and the only difference between the two is that a frame tool will display an X within the shape. I'm going to activate the rectangle tool to demonstrate how to create a new shape. Remember, at this point, we're trying to utilize keyboard shortcuts in order to maximize our efficiency, so I'm going to select M on the keyboard, regardless of whether I'm using a PC or a Mac, to activate the rectangle tool. Now I'm going to left-click, hold, and drag my mouse to draw the new shape. Notice that as I'm drawing the shape under the columns on page 2, the green smart guides will appear in order to help me line up the borders of my new shape with the other objects and frames in the document. When finished, I'm going to let go of my mouse button. Notice that my rectangle has been placed within the document. If necessary, resize the text frame that holds the columns by left-clicking the bottom sizing handle and dragging up the text to make more room for your shape. It is important to note that when you are creating an ellipse or a rectangle, you also have the power to create a circle or square as well. Don't let the name of these three shapes trick you. Although we'll discuss how to create different types of shapes in detail a little bit later, I'm going to demonstrate a technique for ensuring you can create a perfect circle or square using the shape tool. For this example, I'm going to jump to page 3 since I have some space available. Next, I'm going to select the ellipse tool by selecting L on my keyboard. Although I can start to create the circle by clicking and dragging like I did moments ago, it can be difficult to make a perfect circle. To create a circle in InDesign, you must hold down the Shift button on a PC and a Mac while you're drawing the new shape in order to keep the circle intact. Notice I'm demonstrating this on page 3. Notice that as I'm drawing the circle, no matter which way I move my mouse, I can't compromise its shape. As soon as I let go of the Shift button, notice that I can change the circle's shape so that it looks more like an oval. I'm going to demonstrate this also with the rectangle tool by selecting M on my keyboard, holding Shift on the keyboard regardless of whether I'm using a PC or a Mac, as I draw the new shape. Notice that just like the circle, I'm restricted to the perfectly square shape. You do have the option of doing this same technique with the polygon shape as well. You may also create ellipses and rectangles by specifying their width and height as well. This option is useful because achieving a specific size while you're drawing with your mouse can be very difficult, not to mention frustrating. To do so, select the rectangle by selecting M on your keyboard. Then position your cursor where you want to place one corner of the shape, or hold the Alt key or Op key on a Mac to position the cursor where you would like the center point of the shape to be. Then left-click your mouse. When you do, a dialog box will display prompting you to specify a specific width and height for your shape. In this example, I'm going to type 75 pixels by 75 pixels and click the OK button when finished. Notice that a very large, perfectly square shape has been placed within my document. Before we finish, I'd just like to point out that you have the ability to create a simple line using the Line tool from the Tool panel as well. To activate the Line tool, select the backward slash on your keyboard on a PC or a Mac. As mentioned in a previous video, you can draw a straight line by holding the Shift button on the keyboard while drawing the line, or you can place the line at a diagonal and place it in whichever direction you choose. You have all of the options for sizing, moving, and rotating that you have for other shapes, which will be discussed in a subsequent video. This concludes our tutorial on creating a new shape within Indesign CS6. In the upcoming videos, we'll learn how to work with these shapes to create a great-looking document.